Rockets come out to play. Anybody saying Warriors in 5, even Warriors in 6, this will be a bloodbath.
This is the most difficult group of Western Conference opponents in the playoffs that the Warriors will have faced in the entirety of this entire run.
I'm ready to say yes. This is the toughest bracket, period.
Do you believe? And I think people are believing a little bit now. I think you've officially shifted, from you're relieved to now you're believing. You've gone from relief to belief finally, Joe.
Jimmy Butler has completely wiped away any doubt that I have in a closeout game. He's a guy that I know is just gonna bring it.
I told you.
Straight up bring it.
I told you he
was awesome.
When they traded for him, that's the guy you look for. I love Steph. I love him to death. He is one of the greatest players in the history of the sport. You can't do it by yourself. Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time. He needed Scottie Pippen. We've seen Kobe. He needed Shaq. We've seen Steph needing Durant at times, or an Andrew Wiggins at the very least, who was incredible in that run.
I think Durant needed Steph, and Steph needed Durant. I think they go back and forth.
Every single LeBron needed Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, of course.
So everyone needs something. Magic and Kareem. You needed this guy on this team. Yes, exactly.
Sorry, just everyone always forgets James Worthy. He's so good.
And we're gonna probably do that going forward when it came to like Draymond Green. We talk about the greatest teams of all time. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, they had maybe the greatest defensive player ever too, Draymond Green. So don't sleep on that.
I think whenever I hear like the Jordan and Pippen conversations, no one ever brings up Horace Grant.
Yeah, or Dennis Rodman.
Or Rodman.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right? So again, it's all baked into the equation. You need this guy. It was never going to be Cam Johnson. It was never going to be, Lauri Markkanen. No. I've seen those guys play. They're nice players. They're not Jimmy Butler. Well, I've seen him take teams just like this to the NBA Finals. Not once, but twice.
I understand everybody coming out of this game feeling like, oh my gosh, there's this and there's that. All these issues, which, I'm exasperated in the sense of, or I guess exhausted, because of the way that game played out. This team was exhausted. They were exhausted. Draymond Green, I think
You were exhausted watching them. How do you think the players felt?
There is not one player on this team that needs the day off more than Draymond Green. His body, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I think he needs a recharge.
Not a better week to do that, right?
No, I really do. I think he needs recharge. I think Pods needs a recharge. I think Looney needs a little recharge right now. Buddy Hield, I got a quick hook on Buddy moving forward. Just period. Just moving forward. Either he's got it or he doesn't. I can't be like having him run up and down chucking if he doesn't have it. If he doesn't have it, he's got a good hook. Moody's playing good ball right now. The shots aren't falling, but I feel like he's playing so much better than the box score. Jimmy, obviously, with the thigh, quad, contusion, that is something. He needs a little rest. Steph needs a little rest. This game was so unique. It's a game 7, essentially. Do or die. Now, everybody gets a deep breath.
Woosah.
We get to sit back and we can analyze what we did recently against the Rockets. Strategize about what's the best way moving forward. Find out what lineups through a 1, 2, 3 game sample, what's working, what's not. And you've got some margin of error a little here as we start off this series on Sunday. I feel a ton better.
I love ugly wins. You never talk about pretty losses ever. We were kind of talking about it against the Clippers. Like, yeah, man, they fought really hard. Man, it sucked that they didn't win, but the effort, that was great. That was intense. It was great, but it was a loss. Give me this win.
Yeah.
Give me this win over the Grizzlies. I don't care they had a 20-point lead at any point. You won the game. The Grizzlies covered. Who cares? Draymond Green, he talked about playoff Jimmy and it being a real thing after the game.
Yeah, he's different. He's different. You can just see a whole different intensity level and focus. And, I'm a basketball fan, so I've watched it on TV for years. To see it up close and personal, it's a real thing. Sometimes you get in the NBA and, these guys come get these nicknames and you're like, man, stop it. There's some other nicknames out there, they not real. That one's real. And I'm happy he on our side.
Give me a better tandem in the West right now that you would rather have than Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. Give me a better tandem.
Well, I think maybe Luka, LeBron, even though we haven't seen it in the playoffs.
Both those guys aren't playing
defense.
I
know, but you're asking and I'm just throwing out names.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't want to sleep on, I know Jalen, you can go Jalen or Chet with the MVP.
I'm
Shea.
going Steph and Jimmy. But
Okay.
I hear you.
What about Julius Randle and
No, you just said Julius Randle. Continue.
Oh, okay. I'm just.
I know. I'm just no. You're playing the extra.
I'm
not
playing the game.
I'm not dismissing you.
What
I'm
about
dismissing the name.
Jokic? What about Jokic and Jamal Murray if he's healthy?
Maybe, but again, the health factor of Jamal Murray. I don't even know where it's at.
Kawhi and Harden.
Good one. Harden hasn't really been there as the number 2 guy though before.
Just saw it. Like
I know. One game. Let's see how their health hangs up.
Can I recalibrate after a series?
Sure.
All right.
But that's the confidence I have is what I'm saying.
In the West, I think
those 2 guys, they're right at the top. I think outside of Luka and LeBron, I think I'm taking these 2 guys right now. Those are the only other 2.
And look, I feel like we've kind of buried this.
Bury it.
Steph had 15 in the fourth quarter.
He did. He was insane.
15.
Again, 37 points for him. Perfect from the free throw line. The shot efficiency wasn't there, but him getting to the line and getting calls. And by the way, you look up at the box score, he led Golden State with rebounds. 8 for Steph.
I thought he did a really good job scrambling on the loose ball. Like I told you the other day, like our guards have to rebound, period. Like that on this team, they have to. But in a lot of cases, deflections and second chance opportunities, it's about effort and just being in the right spot. And I thought that Steph really, and Moody too, I don't want to sleep on Moody. I thought Moody was in the right spot a lot of times, hustling, diving on the floor. Man, I love the effort from some of these guys yesterday.
You know what I love right now too is the way that these guys are talking about each other after the game and how they're just constantly gassing up each other and being each other's hype men, which is a big mental thing. And that rubs off on the younger players because you need confidence right now. The last thing you need is one player to be unsure of themselves, which brings us to the Jonathan Kuminga discussion. At some point, he's probably going to play in this series, and where is his mentals going to be at?
I don't think I could say probably going to play. I have no idea.
I think he's going to play in this series. If he doesn't play at all, then that's
So I was shocked.
Yikes.
He couldn't. I honestly, I'll be real. Again, I'm not here to say he's a superstar. I thought they were searching for somebody to give him something, and I would have given him a minute and just see if it works, and if it doesn't, quick hook.
Well, Draymond knows or thinks that he's playing in the Rocket series. Here is Draymond talking about JK.
He'll contribute. He's great. He's getting his work in. That's all you can do in that situation is get your work in. And he'll be meaningful for us in that series. I have zero doubt about that. I think the challenge for him is to stay mentally engaged, as is for anyone in that situation. But I have zero doubt in my mind that he's going to help us in this series.
So
he will 1,000%.
You're good. Sorry, I actually think the other guy that I would try in this series, and I don't want to get too ahead because I want to react from last night. TJ D.
Trace Jackson.
I think they need some athleticism in this next matchup, and I don't know if Looney's going to be the guy, going backwards, defending the rim.
The Şengün's of the world.
I think you're going to have to use TJ D's 6 fouls in this one. I'm not saying 20 minutes a night. I think he's a 5 to 11 minute a night guy, and I think Quinn Post is a guy that's going to get run in this one. You want to stretch out, like part of Zach Edey yesterday is you want to get him out of the paint. You want to get that big body, defending on the perimeter. You want him stretching out. I need Post, and I think you have to sprinkle in Gee and TJD. And to me, this is an all hands on deck series.
3 of their last 4 games, Kuminga against the Rockets, 20 points, 33, 23. He does like playing against the Houston Rockets in his career. So again, is he going to be playing, 20 plus minutes in these games? Probably not. Probably not.
You know who looked okay? And they don't really have a guy to guard Jimmy. This Rocket team does.
All their guys.
Yeah, and the last time they played the Rockets, Jimmy looked really unathletic in comparison to Jabari Smith and Amen Thompson. And all, no, again,
and that goes back to the rest, right? Because they were coming off that gauntlet of the Grizzlies, Lakers,
sure, I'm
Nuggets.
just telling you what my eyes saw in that last game.
Fair point.
We will see against the Rockets. I think this presents a completely different set of issues because they're an athlete team. They're a young team. Now, he could use that athleticism against them with some of his sophisticated ball fakes and getting to his spots on the floor. I think this is where the veteran savvy and the moxie against the young and the athleticism, like there's going to be a clash of styles here.
Well, it was interesting. You brought this up before the show that it reminds you almost a little bit of Warriors Kings a couple years ago. Kings obviously different than the Rockets.
I don't think we're giving them enough credit. But the Rockets.
Correct. Because
already.
And I think a lot of us were poo-pooing at the time the Sacramento Kings in that series because they don't know any better. It's the first, it's a first round matchup, but these are the defending champions. Like, they're going to handle them. And it took 50 points from Steph Curry in game 7 to win that series. And it took a pound of flesh at them, I should say. And you saw it in that game 1 against the Lakers in the next series. They lost that because of that.
GP2, I don't think will be as effective against the Rockets.
No, the size.
These guys are way faster than him. Jalen Green is going to be an issue. Like, we're way ahead of ourselves.
No, but it's okay.
We're way ahead of ourselves. But like, Jalen Green is so fast.
Yeah.
He is not Ja, but he's quick and he's going to get to his spots. And they've done a decent job neutralizing him. But the last game, I felt like against with Jimmy Butler on the floor, that last Rocket games, he found a little something. I think he's an X factor in this series.
I want to gauge the confidence level of Dub Nation right now after this win, because this was the first win you've ever had in a play-in scenario. And I do think a lot of fans after that loss to the Clippers were just kind of down on themselves. They were dejected. Rightfully so. It was a tough loss. It was overtime. You wanted to be a playoff team. Like, I get that. I hear you. But you are a playoff team now. So, and you're playing the Houston Rockets, who, again, we were all talking about it without talking about it. I brought it up to Slater a couple weeks ago. Anthony Slater, 95.7 The Game Warriors Insider. I was like, hey, Slates, it's not the worst thing if they play the Rockets in the first round and you're a playing team and you win that game. And they're like, yeah, but you're playing with fire. You don't really want to do that. I was like, well, you're here now. Like, this is the best. Like, let's take a step back, guys.
Yes.
This is the scenario we all wanted. Was it not? This was the scenario everyone wanted.
Now that we're here, I will grant you that. But would you also meet me in the middle and say, boy, it was a stressful, exhausting way to get here.
Sure, it was. But now you got 4 days off.
Thank God they did it.
Like this is the path that you want, though.
You're probably right.
This is the path that you want.
But can I also say this? This is not a cakewalk.
No.
The Rockets are they are ready for a fist fight. And this coach, I feel like, does understand what you like to do well. I think this is a much more difficult. Anybody saying Warriors in 5, even Warriors in 6, this will be a bloodbath.
This is the most difficult group of Western Conference opponents in the playoffs that the Warriors will have faced in the entirety of this entire run.
I'm ready to say yes.
It's in the entirety of this entire run.
This is the toughest bracket, period.